Oh, and tomorrow's video, how to stay safe on Facebook. I've noticed a trend and I want to bring it to everybody's attention because people could be collecting a lot of info about you from these questions you answer. So stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an awesome day, and if you're new, welcome. We're glad you found us. Today we are talking about artistic journal pages, and maybe when you get to the center, a little surprise, because I think the center needs a surprise sometimes, don't you? Anyway, come with me. Okay, so first we are going to talk about just putting some watercolor on a page so you can journal on it. This is like one of the biggest ones I see a lot of people doing, and everybody going, oh, I can't do that, it's so hard. And it's really, really not. So all I have here is a piece of, oh, what do you call it? Grid paper. Yeah, grid paper. I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, it's the kind, you get in the kids have in school and stuff. Okay, so we're going to use that because most people have it. And we're going to use watercolors. And I'm going to show you how they make those cool pages that you can make too. Okay, and behind my piece of grid paper, I just have some doubled over copy paper just so nothing bleeds through. Okay. And I'm just going to pick a color and paint it on because that's all you do. You pick a color. My favorite color is pink, so I'm just going to wet my brush up there, and I'm picking a pink right here. I don't know if it's going to be dark enough or not. We'll see. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to paint it on. And this is all you have to do. I mean, it's that simple, and you paint as much or as little as you want to on your paper where you're going to journal. What look are you going for? It's your journal. It can be however you want it to look, okay? So I'm going to put that pink there, then I'm going to rinse my brush off really good, and I'm going to go with a darker pink. And I'm going to put it right next to it. Okay. And then once it dries, I'll come back in and show you some of the cool ways they decorate. Okay. So there is our watercolored page. Super simple. Nothing magical or tricky about it. I'm just going to dry it. Once it's dry, you can throw on some washi tape if you want. You can throw on anything that speaks to you. I'm going to throw on just a little bit of washi tape. I have some right here. So all I'm going to do is get just a little bit of washi, if I can find where it's right here. Okay, and I'm going to put some right here. Okay. I'm going to get my little junk mail card, that comes with ads. Tear it. I use them to tear. Neat trick, handy trick. All these little plastic cards that come in junk mail. Take them out. They make it great to tear washi tape and get straight edges. Okay, so I just put some washi tape. Then maybe if I was going to, maybe I'd put some flowers on the bottom, or maybe some stickers, or maybe just some paper, like the little square of paper, just to add some interest. And then I would journal. That's it. After journaling, I might come back with an opposite color, and I'm going to do lime green. Okay, so I've journaled on here. I might come back with an opposite color and do some lines around just to give it some more visual interest. And that's all I would do, and that would be my page plus all the writing. That was not hard, guys. That was super simple. Okay, now I'm going to show you another way. Something else you could do. I'm going to go to this coffee side paper. Again, I just have my used copy paper behind it. Okay. Now, on this page, I'm going to use a stencil. And again, you can use your markers, your paints, whatever you want to. I think I'm going to use markers this time. So I'm going to get my honeycomb stencil out. I'm going to put it on the page. And I'm going to use gold or yellow. Let's use gold. I'm going to use some gold. And maybe I would, on the page, because it looks like honeycomb, I have some great photographs I took of bees and flowers. I might put them as on top of this, and this will be my backdrop. You could use any type of stencil you wanted and make any pattern, anything. I mean, it's not hard. All I'm doing is using a stencil. You can make cool art pages too. They are not unreachable. You guys are all artists if you're doing journals, if you're doing planners. You know, I mean, you are. Even if you're a beginner, you're an artist and you can do simple things. And this is, using a stencil and coloring is about as simple as it gets. Now look, there, and then I could put a small photo over that. Oops, there, I could put a small photo in the center of that. I can make it the whole page and put a flower with a bee in it as the center. And you have a great, great use. And it didn't bleed through too bad on the back, so you could put a sticker and still use the back page. Simple, guys. Simple, simple. So art pages, making your journal pages artistic is not hard. I'm just using simple markers, stencils, watercolors, and markers. That was all I used to create some washi to create some pretty cool looking pages. Okay, so now what about some of these special pages for the center that you want to surprise? Before we do that though, let's talk about something else artistic. Use cutouts and put like flowered paper behind them. This is a circle punch, a scalloped circle punch. You could take some flowered paper, attach it to the back side, and then when you flip it, you have a flower. Again, an artistic page that's made with everyday materials. Okay, now look at this page. This could be a quilted page right on your page here using nothing but fabric and pattern paper, because that's stuff that we all have, or you can pick up relatively inexpensively at estate sales, okay, or thrift stores. It doesn't even have to be true fabric. It could be a shirt that you like the pattern or something like that. So there's an interesting page. You have a page that is a pattern, or not a pattern. You have a page that's a quilted pattern, and you could pin stuff to it and write on it if you wanted to. Super cool, super easy, okay? And I didn't glue that down, so I'm just going to flip it over. Here's our color blocking example. Okay, now here is our color blocked, not quite the center page, but remember when we did that, I'll link that video above. Here is some of the ribbon we used, but pages or magazine pages and made. You attach that to the side, and that adds a lot of interest. It's different. Again, use your resources. Now inside here, what we have is a or what do you call it? Weave. We have woven paper into a weave on and made a book page out of it. And I just used pages that coordinated together but aren't in the same paper pack. And as you can see, you get a woven pattern. And it's like we used to do the placemats when we were in school or something, you know, one flat, one over, the next one over, under, that kind of thing. That's all that is. Super simple, and it makes a really, really super fun center of your signature. Something else you could do is you could have a flower. Let me show you using this piece of paper. And I'm going to cut it in half. Okay, you could have a picture that you like in the center, right? And all you do is tape one side down. You can use double-sided tape, scotch tape, washi tape. I'm going to use some washi tape just because I'll probably pull it off again, but I want to show you. So I'm going to put this side just flat down like you would. But then I'm going to come back and I'm going to crease it. Okay, and then I'm going to tape this one down, and I want it to lay flat. So I'm going to hold it. Okay, and then do it like that. So all I've done is tape the edges down. Tape this down and then folded it over. So when the page folds, it's folded like that. This side, I folded it over too, like that. And I have a pop-up in the center. When I get to the center of my page, I'll have a pop-up. And you can do this with shapes like flowers. I've done it with butterflies. You can do it with anything. Now, if you don't want to do something that elaborate, you could put a special message that would surprise somebody. Paint it all. Stencil a flower or a sweet message or both. Or have a sweet picture. The center needs to be special, guys. It just does. I know that's just me probably, but I like my centers of my signatures to be special. Okay, so have a surprise in there. But not paper you've used throughout the journal. That's not a surprise. Okay, another way you could do it, like I said, is paint it, then stencil something, draw something in the center, like decoupage. Let's decoupage a napkin, because that is a nice centerpiece, right? Alright, so I want my center to be special. I've got my Mod Podge, and I've got a napkin that kind of goes with this journal's theme. And I'm just going to decoupage the center, but I'm not going to do it down the center because I don't want to glue it, you know, because is the center of my signature. Or you could decoupage one side and then leave one side blank. So you could put a picture on the decoupage, then you could, you know, write something about it. Remember, you want to use these journals. You want, you know, to attach your pictures, to attach your memories, or to write about your day. So you do want to always leave some writing. So I'm just going to do one side, I guess. But if you want it just to be something really cool in the center, you don't have to leave writing room. Just don't put decoupage material where your tie is, where your signature connects in the center, because you will end up gluing more than one page together. And yes, whoops, see, if I don't wipe that off, we're going to have a page glued together. Then I'm going to come in with my napkin, just glue it down. Then I'm going to come back with more decoupage like we do. And if you don't want this to be your center, of course, this could be just an artistic page, an interesting page in your journal too. There's all sorts of interesting things that you can do. You know, I watch these other YouTubers. I have my favorites, and I enjoy watching them. But it makes me sad when I see people say, oh, I could never do that. You can. Everybody has a different style, and that's one thing I stress is that, you know, I'm giving you ideas. That's why maybe I don't make out every page and I just talk about it, because I just want to give you ideas. I don't want you to just, you know, copy mine, but I do want you to see that it's very doable. You're very artistic. Like I said, you wouldn't be doing junk journals if you weren't artistic. It just wouldn't compute at all. Okay? there's your napkin page. You could put a sweet picture in the middle. You could just leave it plain and write on this side about, you know, whatever. It's just a nice surprise when you come and look. It matches, right? You can do that. You can coordinate. So look, you're coming through here and you get to the center and you're like, oh wow, what a nice surprise. Right. Something else you can do in the center if you don't want to do decoupage or 3D or paint is you can put an envelope. And this is our junk mail envelope that we redid in a video, which I will link above or put a card above. And this one is great because we've already taken it apart. We've put our paper and everything. So you can do two things with this in a journal. For the center, you can put the cover on the page before you get to the center, and that could be like a tuck spot. So when you open it up in the center, you have this, but what's really cool is because it's attached on the back side, it opens up, and you have a really cool fold out for your center, and you fold it up, and it's a really pretty piece when you get to the center. Okay, that's one thing. Or if you didn't want to have it attached and use it as a fold out, you could, before you sew your signature together, put this, poke your holes, tie it, sew it, sew your signature together, then fold this, attach your sides, and you would have like a sealed envelope in the center, which you've decorated and is beautiful. And if you use it as a sealed envelope, be sure and put something fun here, a picture of some sort, or artwork that you really love, because that's what you're going to see when you flip it this way. So you have two options. You can tie it while it's still open, then seal the sides closed, and have a sealed envelope as a nice surprise in the center of your signature. So you can do really cool artistic pages. You don't need a secret talent. There's no secret class. You just need to let your imagination go and don't limit yourself. Have fun with things, okay? So I hope you've all enjoyed, and this is giving... Have fun with things. Look, thread fabric through a page. Make a quilted page out of fabric and pattern paper. Make ribbons out of ribbon and paper. There's 101 things you can do to decorate a journal and make it your own. I hope you enjoyed this video about artistic journal pages and how you can do them too. Also, little surprises in the center of our signatures, how to make those pages a little more interesting and give people, either ourselves or the ones we give the journals to or that purchase, a little surprise in the center. Let me know down below in the comments how you decorate your journal pages. Thanks for being here today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.